Classic Radio, the voice of love, quality and class, streaming live around the globe. ClassicRadioTT.com. Our studio number 242-3830. Our WhatsApp number 368-7006. JRS Equipment Rental and Towing, rental of forklifts, dump trucks, flatbed trucks, tow trucks, backhoes, excavators and trailers. Auger piling services also available. Suppliers of aggregate and topsoil. JRS Equipment Rental and Towing. Telephone number 476-3244. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers, flatbed trailers. Office number 663-4427, 663-4078-242-1746. Ram Trans Company Limited, 20 and 40 feet container trailers. For show lights, smoke machines and special effects, call Swanky Lights. Call Raju at Swanky Lights 358-9305. Effects with a difference, Swanky Lights. Ramgar Sales and Services Limited, Transport Contractors. We are next to your kitchen, located 19 Bassi Street, Spring Village in Valsane. For more info, call 663-4078, 663-4GAS 242-1746. WhatsApp number 3134GAS. Authorized distributors of NP LPG gas, 20 and 100 pound cylinders and gas tankers. Steve and Associates Limited.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
मुकुट शिर गल बनमाला, केसर तिलक लगावे, केसर तिलक लगावे। मोर मुकुट शिर गल बनमाला, केसर तिलक लगावे, केसर तिलक लगावे। बिंद्रावन के कुंज गलन में सबको नाच नचावे, ओह सबको नाच नचावे। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। यमुना किनारी धेन चढ़ाओ, माधव मदन मुरारी, माधव मदन मुरारी। यमुना किनारी धेन चढ़ाओ, माधव मदन मुरारी, माधव मदन मुरारी। मधुर मुरलिया छवि बजावे, हरले सुध बुध सारे, ओ हरले सुध बुध सारे। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। गिरधर नागर कहती मीरा, सूर्य को श्यामल भाया, सूर्य को श्यामल भाया। गिरधर नागर कहती मीरा, सूर्य को श्यामल भाया, सूर्य को श्यामल भाया। राम और नाम देव में विट्ठल विट्ठल लगाया, ओह विट्ठल विट्ठल लगाया। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हर का प्यारा नाम है, नंदलाला हर का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हर का प्यारा नाम है। नाम तुम्हारा हम रखते हैं, मान भक्त का तुम रखते हो। आज बचा के सुहाग सका, मेरा वचन निभा सकते हो। कहाँ छुपे हो राजा राम, आजा राम, दीपक बुझा जला जा राम। कहाँ छुपे हो राजा राम, आजा राम, दीपक बुझा जला जा राम। नर नारी से है संसार, एक बिना दूजा बेकार। नर नारी से है संसार, एक बिना दूजा बेकार। पति उस पार सती उस पार, कैसे पार करे मझधार। पति उस पार सती उस पार, कैसे पार करे मझधार। चोट साथ मिटा जाने दो, अपने घर को फिर आने दो। रोको इन्हें नहीं जाने दो, अपने घर को फिर आने दो। 2 दिन तो तुम इतलाने दो, तेरी दया पर इतलाने दो। 2 दिन तो तुम इतलाने दो, तेरी दया पर इतलाने दो। मेरा वचन निभा जा राम, आजा राम, दीपक बुझा जला जा राम। कहाँ छुपे हो राजा राम, आजा राम, दीपक बुझा जला जा राम। राजा राम राजा राम, 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 राजा राम राजा राम। ओ राजा राम राजा राम, 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 राजा राम राजा राम।
Sound check. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini
Durga Shama Shivaratri Swaha Swatha Namastute
Durga Shakti. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे,
जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो।
जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो।
और कोई न केवल हारा हो, और कोई न केवल हारा हो। फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे,
जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे।
तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे।
पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी देखो कुंवर कटाई ऐसे रास रचाई ऐसे तान सुनाए सुख बुध सब बिसराए बाटा ओ चैला निराला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कृष्ण मुरारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी कान्हा कृष्ण मुरारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी काहे मत की पोरी सुनते मीठी गारी आहे परे ब्रज बाला ओ मुरली वाला कैसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला कैसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी माखन चोर दुलारा नटखट सबका प्यारा माखन चोर दुलारा नटखट सबका प्यारा मनमोहन भगवाना नाम रटे जग सारा माधव मुकुंद मत वाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी मुरलिया जादू बरी मुरलिया जादू बरी
राम कृष्ण हरे मुकुंद मुरारे राम कृष्ण हरे मुकुंद मुरारे
राम कृष्ण हरे मुकुंद मुरारे
ओ पांडुरंगा पांडुरंगा राम कृष्ण हरे
पांडुरंगा पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
ओ पांडुरंगा पांडुरंगा राम कृष्ण हरे
पांडुरंगा पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
बोलो श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
बोलो श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
ओ विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा राम कृष्ण हरे
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा राम
पांडुरंगा राम कृष्ण हरे
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
ओ विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा राम कृष्ण हरे
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम
राधा माधव राधे श्याम
राधा माधव राधे श्याम
बोलो सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम सीताराम
सीता वल्लभ सीताराम
सीता वल्लभ सीताराम
राधा मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा 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 राधे गोविंदा वृंदावन गोविंदा वृंदावन गोविंदा कृष्ण मुकुंदा हे नंद नंदना हे नंद नंदना हे नंद नंदना ओ नंद नंदना ओ नंद नंदना हे नंद नंदना हे नंद नंदना हे नंद नंदना ओ नंद नंदना ओ नंद नंदना राधे गोविंदा 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 राधे गोविंदा
दुर्गा शक्ति
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो
अब राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
अब श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा 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 गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोविंद बोलो हरि गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो 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 गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
अच्छा प्रथम सुब्रतो श्रुति प्रतंडम हारे लाल की जय सीताराम नमस्ते and a warm welcome to each and every one of you as we dedicate the satsang to that of the sonaji of this home. As we friends and family, as we all journey from near and far to come here to join here with this home and his family in prayer, as we dedicate the satsang to not only that of the Sona, but also to you, the devotees, so that can enlighten you. It can also uplift you in the name of Dharma. And Dharma, my dear friends, it means righteousness, and we must always strive for the path of righteousness in this life. For righteousness itself is just a word, but by practicing and doing the words and the duty of righteousness is even greater to mankind in this life. So at this time, my dear friends, I invite everyone, let us all sit upright. Let us all clasp our hands. Let us all close our eyes. Let us meditate upon the Lord in the depth of our hearts. For the Supreme Being, my dear friends, is the one source of all blessedness and all joy in this life. He's that one who thinks about that one in the Supreme Being in that way, of the one source of all strength and all wisdom. He's that one of all love and all joy. He is that adorable one. He seems to be so far, but yet he is so near to all of us. As we close our eyes, we open the inner self, as we open the heart to embrace Bhagwan into that bandhu, into that temple, into that mandir, into that of our lives. As we clean the mirror of the mind, as we engage in satsang here tonight, as we too in this life, my friends, we uplift ourselves in dharma. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Guru Chardhan Kamarabhyo Namaha. Om Shri Mata Pita Chardhan Kamarabhyo Namaha. Om Shri Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Saksham Param Brahm Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om तत्राय प्रतिबोहितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितं पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतं व्रतं वर्षणी भगवती अष्टादशध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वैष्णी ॐ नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पूलारविन्द्राय पत्रनेत्रः येन त्वया भारततैलपुराणः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयी प्रदीपः ॐ प्रपाणपरिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणहे ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः ॐ वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ॐ मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं गयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दं माधवम् ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः सुरमन्ते देव्यै स्तवै वीरैः साङ्गपरक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानवस्ये तरगते मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न वेदसूरसुरगणा देवायै तस्मै नमः. Everybody simply recite after me. Say Om Gita Ganga Chagayatri Sita Satya Saraswati Brahma Vidya Brahmabali Trisandhya Mukti Gehini Ardramatra Chirananda Bhava Agni Bhai Nashini Vedatri Pradhananta Tatvarta Gyan Manjari Om Shri Gita Mata Devyai Namaha. Pradam Sabardo Shuriti Brahmahari Lala Ki Jai. Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana Om Namo Narayana Hari
Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Namo Narayana
Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Namo Narayana.
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 Hari Om Namo Narayana.
Hari Om Namo Narayana.
Pratham Sabardo Shudriti Pratham Hardi Lalaki Jai. Sitaram Namaste once again to each and every one of you. As you are gathered in satsang, and the word satsang, my dear friends, it means congregation. By chanting, by uplifting, by glorifying that form of Bhagwan, within not only that by lip saying, but by entering that of the mind, the heart, the body, and the soul, and the consciousness, my dear friends, as we, as devotees of Bhagwan in this life, we strive very hard in order to find God every single day. But as is stated in the scriptures, my dear friends, that in the age of Kali Yuga, one do not have to work or do far to go and find God. It is stated in the scriptures, Uncle Krishna, that in the age of Kali Yuga, my dear friends, it is the simplest way to find Bhagwan. In Sat Yuga, in Drapa Yuga, and even in Treta Yuga, my dear friends, they had to do different forms of worship. It is stated in the age of Kali Yuga, one can gain self-consciousness and self-realization with Bhagwan through by meditation, by chanting, by glorifying, and knowing God in that form. Many of us, my dear friends, we go to an altar, we go to a puja room, and we pray. And many of us, when we pray, my dear friends, the question is, do we know why we pray? Why do we pray? Why do we do things in our life, my dear friends? Many of us, we do things in our life, yet we do not understand. For many years, growing up as a little boy, and for many of you in this world, my dear friends, we will all understand as we excel in this world that this world is not only with us, but there's a universe beyond that. And words that we say in this world, my dear friends, it affects us because it does not only affect in this world, but it also acknowledges by that form of the Supreme Being in that form of the universe. I will teach you with this first lesson here tonight, my dear friends. It is common sense, but again, my dear friends, we must learn. In life, my dear friends, we are taught that we must work hard, not so? And we must study hard in this life. Because every day, people will go with that form of ritualistic form that you have to work hard in order to achieve what you want. But you never in this life, my dear friends, you must never ever work hard, for you must learn to work smart in this life. Because working hard, the word hard, my dear friends, it means difficult. So when you say that you're working in a very difficult stage. And when you put that you're working hard, my dear friends, and you say that I'm working hard to achieve what I want, the universe will acknowledge it, the universe will accept it, and the universe will manifest it upon your lives. So you will basically have to work hard. So if anyone asks you a question, how work going, boy? All you have to say, babe, work is very good. They say, so you're working hard? No, I'm working smart. And if you cannot say that, say I'm working for the welfare of my home and my family, so that I do not have to depend upon no one, so that we will always have everything that we need in this life. And when someone tell a child they must study hard, you mustn't tell a child study hard. You must just tell a child study for the welfare of your being in this life, so that you will become an individual and independent one in this life. The same as that when you work, you will work for the welfare of yourself, so that you do not have to depend upon no one in this life, my dear friends, but you will see about your own self in this life. If we teach children in this life these simple things, but you see, it sounds nice to work hard and study hard and say, tell your child to beat the book, right? And my dear friends, when we say those things, not every child can acknowledge and understand these little words. To many of us, a child, when they hear work hard, study hard, their mind automatically shuts down. When you in this life, my dear friends, you too have to work hard in this life. You will shut down too, mentally and also psychologically and emotionally together with it. So in this life, my dear friends, you must never work hard. You must just work smart. You must never ever study hard. You must just study for the welfare that you will become better in this life, to excel yourself both physically and spiritually in this world. Tonight, my dear friends, our katha, it is taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. It speaks about ego. Many of us in this life, my dear friends, we all consist of a part of ego in our lives. For Uncle Krishna might say he's the best singer, and did you say, no, you say best harmonium player. Samir might say he's the best drummer, and did you say she's the best singer? And you will be the best at what you are. My dear friends, you are the best of what you are, because you have faith within yourself, because you have implemented the faith within yourself for all these years. So you have been practicing it and you become a master to it. If I go in front of that harmonium, I will be dumbstruck. I will not be able to do as what Uncle Krishna could do. But Uncle Krishna, my dear friends, he can focus upon Bhagwan, and even by that of the glorification and that of Master Sati Mata guides him. What he could do, I cannot do. What you could do, I cannot do. What I can do, you cannot do. So each and every one of us, my dear friends, we must never spy faults upon each other, but we must learn to uplift each other in this life. And the word itself is ego, my dear friends. E-G-O, which means edging God out. When we learn to practice these things, my dear friends, we have no place for God in our hearts. And our katha, my dear friends, it speaks about a Lord Indra. And Lord Indra, my dear friends, he's the Lord of the heavens. But just because he's the Lord of the heavens, some of us, my dear friends, we get too taken up with our responsibility. We get too taken up with what we have in this life. So what happens, Uncle Krishna? We begin to look down on others. And this is what Lord Indra, my dear friends, he's doing here tonight in this katha as we listen in the first shlok. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna
Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Naschay Pratimurdayana Agha Sangoni Maha Dana Mano Maya Jani Naschay Mama Apatra Sahara, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Adropayo Gavedo Deva Karma Pandoham Avo Bhadyani Syatta Nischay Tarsasi Dra, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Gatha, it starts. When Bhagwan Krishna himself, my dear friends, was preparing in that preparation and undergoing that in Gokul. Where everyone, my dear friends, they are making arrangements in that form. But Lord Krishna himself, he knew to the fact what they are doing. But sometimes in life, uncle, you will see someone doing something and you just go with the flow. Because you don't want to upset nobody for what is that. Because the first thing someone would say that you're creating an opposition. Because sometimes in life, my dear friends, most of us don't like to be corrected on what we do. We just like to go along with the flow. So if you get up in the morning and you're in bed, you just go and pick your flowers and you're going to do your job and you do the wrong side type of things in this life. Now that doesn't mean, my dear friends, that God will not answer your prayer. It is a manner that when you pray to God, that is what He will accept. Now I'm telling you, we're going to be it, right? But I'm just showing you. It's a manner that when we do things in this life, my dear friends, God, when He looks at us, my dear friends, He doesn't look at what we offer, but He looks directly into our heart to see what we have to offer from there. Not from here, because here, my dear friends, must be conditioned. Because this is why when we chant Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, and we are chanting and glorifying, it is not just because of part of the satsang, but it is also to awaken that of the soul. Because many of us, my dear friends, our soul becomes sleeping every single day of our lives. And the only way we can awaken a soul is to go to a place of pilgrimage, tirat, and worship. Whether you chant the name of Bhagwan Krishna, whether you chant the name of Allah, whether you chant the name of Buddha, whether you chant the name of Christ, my dear friends, but you must implement faith within what you do in this life, my dear friends, and faith itself is what will accomplish everything that you have in this life. If you do not have faith in what you are doing, then we are just doing things because we do not know what we are doing. You know that? Many of us, plenty people, do you know that plenty people that's questioning scriptures, whether it be the Islamic scriptures, the Holy Quran, whether it be the Holy Bible, whether it be the Bhagavad Gita, whatever it may be, my dear friends, whatever part of the scriptures it may be, we will find ourselves somewhere or the other questioning God. Why? Why God would say that? Why would He do that? But let me ask you a question, a very simple question. Son, I want to ask you a question. It's a very simple question, right? 1 plus 1 is what? Right? So I'm going to ask you the next question. Why 2? That is how it is. That is how it is taught. Not so? So we just go with the flow with that. Not so? But then, if I ask you a question, Uncle Krishna, cat, the one that walks on the ground, right? How do you spell that? C-A-T, not so? But why cat can I spell K-A-T? Again, it is what we was taught, right? But when the pundit, the imam or the preacher, they read from the holy scriptures, you will question that, not so? You will then need to question. But the real question is, who are you questioning? You are really questioning yourself. Because you have doubt within yourself. This is the question that we must learn to answer every single day. We must never ever create doubt within our mind and our hearts and what we're doing. We must know what we are doing and why we are doing it. Because we must not do things because someone says to do. You must know the purpose and the true benefit of what you're doing. So Bhagavan Krishna, my dear friends, he sees everyone is preparing this grand feast for Lord Indra. Lord Indra, my dear friends, he's the one that creates all the rains and the heavenly above. He's the one who gives us the rain to bestow happiness upon all of us so that we can live in this world. So the people in Gokul, my dear friends, they were worshipping him in that form. As Bhagavan Krishna, my friends, he observed the yajna as they were preparing fruits and prasadam and salutations to Lord Indra as they are preparing flowers and all sorts of garland for Lord Indra. And Lord Krishna, my dear friends, he says, why do you do this to please him? This little 7-year-old child, he's asking, why do you do this to please him? What is the purpose of pleasing Indra? And then the Baba, he says, if we do not do this to Lord Indra, he will spite all of us in this world. He will not give us the rain. He will not give us what we want in this world. He will not give us the produce that we will have in the mountains and the water to gather above in that form. He says, so this is why, O Krishna, that we are performing this worship to Indra. So that when we perform this worship to Indra, that we do not provoke Indra. Now that is the next question you must ask yourself. When you pray to God, do you expect to get what you want from God? When you pray to God, and how do you pray to God? It is the connection that we will share as a devotee to that of the Supreme Being of this world. And gaining that connection with God, my dear friends, it is very simple. But remember, even long time ago, people remember, some you might know, right? A long time used to have radio and used to tune in and used to get a little static in between. And you tune in just at the right point, so you get that. That is how we, when we pray to God, we must get that connection. Otherwise, we will be involved in static. And many of us, my dear friends, we are in static and we are not in the direct connection. Because if you say God, 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 and you do not know the meaning of God, and you just know the word God, and you do not know the form of God, how can you see God? Because you must know what you are doing. And many of us, my dear friends, again, we are doing things blindly. And this is what Bhagavan Krishna is speaking to them and he's explaining to them. He's saying here that why would you do such a thing? But Bhagavan himself, as we all know, Krishna Leela, he is a very playful form as Bhagavan Krishna come in this form. So he's playing now with the minds of the people in Gokul, and he's also provoking Indra. Because the Lord of the heavens, he's listening to everything that he's saying. Bhagavan says, you should not practice the devotion to him because you're doing this out of fear. And it is correct. Because the people, the response was this: if we do not give this to Indra, then Indra will spite us. He will not give us the rain. My dear friends, if you pray to God, and you have to pray to God in that form or that manner, that thinking God that will give you nothing in this world. God is Antaryami. He's the one who knows it all. We don't have to ask God for nothing. Sometimes we ask God for everything in this world. But it says, he who asks for nothing shall be blessed with everything in this world. So when you pray, you just don't pray from your mind, but you must learn to open your heart. You see, your heart is something, my dear friends, can be affected not only mentally, but by words and our actions and how we do things. You can have someone and you can get them satsang for your whole entire life, in this world, right? And they can chant the name and listen to the glorification of God every single day. But that doesn't mean that that person is in the satsang, within the satsang. That person is just in the satsang, within that form. Many of us, when we do things, we do not know why we do. As we listen again.
Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Mahi Vibhurati Gundane Shasam Sama Satyam Kurvanirhamha Kumbandha Mulam. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prapad Vandatu Sadam Padmavitaram Saram Kesavam Nandavati Langa Santa Bodhavam. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
ओ बोलो
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
Pradam Sabrado Shri Mahardi Lala Ki Jai. So Indra, my dear friends, he have this excessively form of egotistic behavior. Bhagwan did not want anyone to practice devotion out of fear. God himself, my dear friends, he will not manifest to you and tell you what to do. It is we as individuals in this life, my dear friends, that we have our mind of our own to think what we should do, the right from the wrong. Nobody can't tell you not to do this and not to do that. It is depend upon the devotee, he or she, what they choose to do. If this one stop you from talking to that one and that one stop you from talking to that one, it depends upon you to acknowledge it or not to acknowledge it in that form. So you cannot blame no one for such things because we are all accountable, my dear friends, each and every one of us, for our karma. As it says, Bhagavan Krishna says, karma no palipyati. He says here, out of fear, Bhagavan Krishna is watching this and he's analyzing this. Many of us will feel that God will leave us at points, at certain times in our lives. And we'll see things that are going that becomes very unrighteousness in that form. But my dear friends, it is part of Christian Leela. Because everything happens for a reason. When there's unrighteousness on this earth, and there's a dharma that is begun to practice in that form, that is one step closer, my dear friends, for Bhagavan himself to manifest upon this earth. The Lord just cannot come to this earth because He coming. He will come to us when we really need Him. But do you think that we need Him as yet? My dear friends, people today in society are getting so caught up and being so lost in this world that it is a shame. What is the one thing you can give to someone, but you can never get back? Anybody? The one thing that you can give to someone, but you can never get back. It is called time. Time is so precious to us that we have no idea about it. A great poet once says, the true purpose of mankind, it is not to exist, but to live. I shall no longer use my days in prolonging them, but instead I shall use my time. Let me explain what he's saying here. The true purpose of mankind is to live. But you know, many of us don't live our life. We just existing for today, for tomorrow. Because we do not know what tomorrow will have. If someone invite you, your friend invite you to their home, right? And you have the opportunity, you have a health, wealth, strength within yourself to go. Go. You feeling to go down the road and feel to eat something nice? You go, right? You know they say in the English world, son, they have a YOLO. You only live once. But someone will say, Baba, that is wrong. You don't live once, right? You live your whole life. But your whole life bit is one day. Because time here and time there is different. So he says here, the true purpose of mankind, right? It is to live but not to exist. Many of us, my dear friends, will have the opportunity to do certain things in our life, but we will lose that opportunity. You see, for example, you see like phone and stuff. Every moment that I know plenty of people, the first thing they teach us in our dharma, right? The first thing Uncle Krishna is to get up in the morning, touch the earth, and bow 3 times. That we do. The first thing we do is reach for the phone and go on Facebook, and go on Instagram and see who like here. And go and see, as in the English world they say, what bacchanal, what janjat it have in this world, my dear friends. And 5 minutes of your time lost on that birthday because you're there, you're taken up, right? Because you're studying other people's business. That is to show you how we lost ourselves. When we will get up and that 5 minutes we can invest it in different ways. But you see, everybody is accounted for that. All of us. You have the opportunity, son. Is listen to music? Who is your favorite music band? Or favorite music artist? Call anybody. Kid Collie, right? You get the opportunity to go and see Kid Collie, son, right? The first thing people will do, my dear friends, is pull out the phone and play TV6, taping it. But you have the opportunity, you spend so much of money, right, to go and view that concert with your eyes. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for you showing the rest of the world. When you had the opportunity. So now all you can remember is watching it through your phone. That's all. And that is how you will lose time. So he says here, the true purpose of man is to utilize his time. Do you know that every second that clicks on this watch is one step closer for our death? But we don't think about that. But probably some of us might prefer to have a wristwatch with the time of death on our hand. And imagine you seeing your whole lifespan on your hand and then wondering what's going to happen next. You will utilize every moment of that time, not so? You will know how valuable time is. But unfortunately, we do not have it physically, but we have it, but we don't see it. So my dear friends, what I'm trying to show you is this. Lord Krishna is showing the people at this time, in this age, that you don't have to do that. You don't have to pray to God out of fear, but you have to pray to God with love in your heart, with sincerity and devotion. There's certain things that money could buy and money could prolong in this world, right? Everybody say money does give you good health. Money don't give you good health. Money give you and prolong your life with health. Love is one thing that money cannot buy. Always remember that, son. No matter what girl you pick up, today or tomorrow. Right? It doesn't matter if you're driving a Benz, we might know it's a 120Y. Right? If she loves you from your heart. She loves you for who you are. She loves you for the individual that you are. She cannot love you for the presentation that you're having in that form. But she has to love you for who you are. That don't mean that you have to be just so. You have to dress up nice, in that form. But what I'm saying is people become too judgmental in this time. And we, my dear friends, we must be accountable for everything that we say to people. Instead, we say words of goodness to people. The first thing, after the COVID, right, we all enter. This is the first time I see Nidraga Shakti since then. And Samir and everybody. It is a beauty, once more, to know what we had in this life. But my dear friends, when people then see people for 3 years, the first thing say, oh, you're looking so thin, boy, you're looking so dry up. Right? When they say you're looking nice. When they watch a girl, they say, oh, you're looking so fat, girl, eat all the food. It's how we present ourselves and what we say, Uncle Leonard. It's how we do things. We don't know how to present our words, but we learn to present a gift. But you don't know how to presentation of that of your words, your deeds, your thoughts, and your actions. This is what Bhagwan will see. He doesn't see the physical things that you give, but he sees that within the spirituality. He sees within the heart that how you deliver certain things. Prim Sabrado Shri Iti, Brindaban Bihari Lalaki Chai. I will ask Uncle Ji or Mataji to sing a bhajan and we shall continue. Uncle Ji.
मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे मल मैली चादर अब क्या दाग छुड़ाऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझसे नाम न तेरा गाया नैन मूंद कर हे परमेश्वर कभी न तुझको ध्याया मन वीणा की तारे टूटे अब क्या गीत सुनाऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे इन पैरों से चल कर तेरा मंदिर कभी न आया जहाँ जहाँ हो पूजा तेरे कभी न शीश झुकाया हे हरिहर में हाथ किया अब क्या हाथ चढ़ाऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे मन ही मन शर्माऊं मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे
अच्छा प्रथम समर्थ श्रुति प्रथम हार्दे लाल की जय. So Bhagwan Krishna, my dear friends, he's speaking to the people in Gokul and he says, look at it on this earth, my dear friends. He said, people are fighting over it. They're killing over it. They're slaying over it for saying that this land is mine and this land is yours. Even brothers and sisters, my dear friends, they will come enemy because of it. But yet this earth is a place for everyone. You know that? This earth is not my world, or this world is not your world. This world is everybody's world. So then why do we tend to discriminate others for it? People just fight unnecessary battles in this life. Sometimes you watch online and people fighting for the unnecessary things when they will fight for their life to understand the true meaning that we can excel ourselves, not only spiritually but mentally. Our mind might become so enslaved and so engrossed to this world that the materialistic things, my dear friends, becomes to take us over and over again in this life. He says here that people in this world, yet they fight for it, they hunger for it, they destroy one another for it. But the earth, it is one place. The world is a place for everyone in this world. You know, the world is the only place that will forgive all of us. For we do not find forgiveness within our own self. He says people will become angry in that form. People will throw things and stamp the floor. You know that? When they get angry, you slam the door in your car. What your car do you? It can't do you nothing. It's the same door you have to use to open back again. You know, you have a little quarrel with someone. They vex with you, but they're taking it out on the door. It's the same door bit. The same door you have to open. When the door can't open, what will happen to it? Whose fault it is? It is your fault in this way. He said people will become angry and they will throw bottles and they will stamp the floor and they will get angry with the ground. For example, little children. You know when little children playing on the ground, Uncle G, right? And you know a little child falls on the ground. You know sometimes as parents we do things but we don't know it, but we just do it for the comfort of the mind of the child. You come now and you hit the ground 2-3 times and say bad ground. You ever do that? You say bad ground. The ground is wrong. And the child now, he will grow with his whole mind that thinking that the ground owes him. And the ground is wrong. And when he falls, it is the earth's fault. It is not his fault. This is why we must learn to the reality of this life, my dear friends. And that parent, that mother, that child, right, will cry constantly. The floor did not do that, my dear friends, but it's us who falls on the floor every single day. But by when we do that, my dear friends, we reprehend that form and we condemn ourselves to all eternity because we ourselves in this world do not understand. But Bhagwan Krishna, my dear friends, explained to the people, you don't have to do that to Indra because it is the duty of the rain to fall. So you don't have to pray for the rain to fall, right? The rain will fall. It is the duty. You don't have to pray for the sun to shine. It is the duty of the sun. You don't have to pray for the moon to come out in its glory to bring the sensitivity of coolness and calm in that way. It is the duty of such. You hear what I say? It is the duty. What is our duty? That is the question. Our duty is service to humanity, is service to God. If we look at everyone and we forget about creed and race and we just see the inner soul in everyone, all of us have something that you cannot see, which is your soul. Every single one of us, my dear friends, when we go in front of a mirror and we look in front of the mirror, what do you see? A reflection of what? Your soul? A reflection of yourself. So you get so attached to the human body. It is so difficult for us to detach ourselves from this physical body. So now, we always want this body. Uncle Ji sang that bhajan say, Mele char urna kaise. Many of us will listen to this bhajan and many of us have no idea what the bhajan relates, but we just find it soothing and calm and nice, right? Mele char. You come in this world with a clean blanket. When you leave this world, you leave with a dirty blanket. Oh Lord, my instrument becomes broken. I can no longer sing your hymn. What do you think is that blanket that Bhagwan is speaking about? That blanket of goodness, honesty, sincerity, and calm and peace. That blanket of sincerity within ourselves. When a child comes into this world, a child is an innocent being, not so? A child is an innocent being. What does that child know right from wrong? But when the child leaves this world, and I say child because all of us are part and parcel of creation, we are children of God. When that child leaves this world, we leave with a dirty blanket. Because what we have the opportunity to fix, we could not fix on this earth. But yet we still fight for it in this world. And he says, oh Lord, now my instrument become broken. I can no longer sing or glorify your hymn. What is the instrument that Bhagwan is speaking about? You see your hands? When you clasp your hands and you pray, and you clasp your hands and you chant and you glorify the name of the Lord, you take your voice and you sing the name of the Lord. You use your eyes and you feast your eyes upon the Devatas, the Devis, the Pityas, the Murti form of Bhagwan, my dear friends. You take your feet and you make that tirthat, you make that pilgrimage, and you find yourself to Binu Satsung, place of pilgrimage and worship to Bhagwan. That is what Bhagwan is saying. One day all these instruments will become broken, and when you have the opportunity to do these things, now you cannot do it again. Now you can say, I wish I could have do that. But all the hurt is done, and Bhagwan has listened to your prayer. Where you say, you know, people that pray to God every single day in their life, and they pray and they ask God for everything. And when God can't give it to you, you know what we say? God is a waste of time. When God taken something from you, God is a no good God. But God does everything for a reason. Everything in this life, nothing happens without a reason. It is our karma. It is our karma to undergo these forms of actions. As Bhagwan says here, he's explained to the people, don't pray to Indra, but pray to the hills of the Govardhana. because the hills give you the grass so that you can use for your produce, for all the fruits, the shoots and the berries. He said the hills gives you the water that flows and will nourish your home and your family. The hills does not only have that, but it have the sacred cow that gives us the milk so that we can live and sustain life in this world. He said instead of praying to that of Indra, pray to the hills. Some of us will accept the truth and some of us will not accept the truth. Always remember that. You cannot get vexed with someone if they do not know the truth. But what you can do is teach them. Teach them in a very calm way. Do not teach them in arrogance and haste, but teach them in a very loving way. As the same way you too will become in that way, to become taught in that way. The same mannerism, my dear friends, you must learn that form of acceptance. So as Bhagwan, my dear friends, he spoke to the people in Gokul and he explained to them. Most of them, my dear friends, most of them, not all of them, they give heed to what Bhagwan Krishna says. And they collected the fruits and they perform yajna to that of the sacred form of the cow. And they give back thanks to that which gives us in this life, that sustain life. Many of us, my dear friends, just do puja, right? And many of us don't know what is puja. Puja is giving thanks. What Auntie G and Uncle G are doing here today, they are giving thanks. In every puja, aside from the pundit coming and praying, do you know what is the greatest part of any prayers? Anybody get to tell me? Aside with minus the part of this satsang and thing. But what is the greatest part of any prayer? Feeding people. Believe it or not, always ask some people to come for the food. But feeding people is the most important thing. Once you could put food into someone's stomach who does not have nothing in this world, you will gain blessings. Because it's part and parcel of karma. It is part and parcel of life, my dear friends. Life is not about taking, but life is also about giving. That doesn't mean someone takes from you that you have to practice what they have done, but you must be better than that person in this world to uplift yourself to become better in this world. There was a katha where Bhagwan Krishna, right, Uncle Krishna? Lord Krishna and Arjun one day, they were having a conversation. And while having this conversation, my dear friends, there was this poor Brahman beggar. He did not have nothing. And he was begging for alms. And he approached Lord Krishna and Arjun. But he felt very intimidated by going to Bhagwan Krishna himself. So he goes to Arjun, my dear friends. And he says, hey Arjun, you have anything to give to me? And Arjun, my dear friends, in a very calm way, he reaches out into his pocket and he pulls out a gold coin. As Arjun, my dear friends, he pulls out the gold coin and he gives it to the Brahmin beggar. The Brahmin beggar, he holds the money, the gold coin, and he puts it in his heart. He looks at the money and he cherishes it and he kisses it. And again, but you know, when you love something, someone loves it more than you, right? So at that time, when he doing all these things and he cherishing the money, there is a bandit around the corner that is ready for him. So the bandit comes out of the tree and robs the Brahmin beggar. And when the Brahmin goes back home, my dear friends, he has nothing. The Brahmin, my dear friends, he started to condemn himself. He said, you know what? Arjun helped me today and I could not even get help. He explained to his wife what happened. His wife told him, do not worry. There's the next day, which is called tomorrow. Go again and you will beg and you will get again. Again, he saw Bhagwan Krishna and Arjun. And he went one step further. He said, oh Arjun, he said, could you please help me? But you know, the words of gossip spread through the kingdom. They already knew that he got robbed. So Arjun reached into his right pocket, he had nothing. Arjun reached into his left pocket, and all Arjun had, my dear friends, was a diamond. He had the diamond in his hand, and he said, dear friend, dear Bandhu, all I have is this diamond. Please cherish it. The Brahmin beggar, he held the diamond, he put it in his pocket, he ran home, and he looked at it, and he cherished it once more. He looked left, right, up, wrong, nowhere the bandit is where to be found. But he rushed quickly to his home, and he looked at it, he cherished it, he embraced it, he loved it. He take a pot, and he put it in that pot, and he hid it away in the counter. His wife at that time was now coming. He told his wife, lady, hear this. There's a pot right there. Whatever you're doing, do not interfere with that pot. Just leave that pot alone. She said, okay, that has to, so be it, my dear husband. She said, but now I'm going to get some water for us to cook. He said, for that time being, I will take a nap. As the husband is taking a nap, the wife now is taking water from the river to take back to her home. But while she's coming out of the river, my dear friends, what happens now? With that pot in her hand, she have to twist her ankle. And twisting her ankle, what happens next, my dear friends? The pot fell and the pot got a hole. As that pot got a hole, how much water you can carry back to your home? She's thinking that if there's no water, how can I cook? How can we bathe? So she said, you know what? My husband hid a pot. I will go quickly, use the pot, dry the pot, and he will not know what is there. Unknowingly, my dear friends, she went quickly to that pot. Unknowingly, she dipped the pot into the water. The diamond came out of the pot. The diamond started to go down in that way, came out of the pot and started to go downstream. As that diamond went downstream, a big fish, my dear friends, saw that diamond and swallowed that diamond, and the diamond was lost. She went home exactly, and she did that. She hid the pot. Husband get up, first thing that he do, before he even prayed to God, he went to the pot. As he go to the pot, there's no diamond. He explained to his wife what happened. She said, but dear husband, you did not tell me what was in that pot. He said, nevertheless. He said, no matter who helps me, no matter where I get help, help is useless to me. Again, word reached out that he lost the diamond. He went back again to the third time at the fence, and he went to Arjun. This time, Arjun reached into his pocket, he had nothing. Reached in the next pocket, he had nothing. Feeling shame, he went to Bhagwan Krishna. He said, Krishna Bhagwan, can you help me? And Lord Krishna, my friends, he pulls out a penny. As Lord Krishna pulls out the penny, he gives it to the Brahmin beggar. But a penny can do nothing then, far less it could do anything now. Right? So the Brahmin beggar, he looks at the penny and said, okay, no problem. I will take this penny and I will go my merry way. He looks at the penny as he's going down the road and he said, you know what, this penny could barely feed me. I can barely live with this penny, but nevertheless, I will put this penny to good use. Walking down, he see a boat coming in. As he see the boat coming in, he see two boatmen, two fishermen in that way, holding a fish. But this fish drew his attention. This fish is like it is wanting and is yearning to go back into the water. So he says, you know what? I do not eat fish. I will take the penny, I will trade it for the life of the fish. I will take the fish and put it in the water. He did that. He went and he explained to the boatmen. He said, you know what? That is an extra penny. As soon as he throws it into the water, we will catch that fish. So as he gave the men the penny, he hold the fish and he's about to take the fish and put it into the water. As he's about to put the fish into the water, he realizing that the fish is wiggling in that way, in a very erratic way. And he says, but you do not want to go into the water, dear fish. Tell me, how can I help you? But as he looks into the mouth of the fish, into the gills, he sees captured is the diamond. And he shouted out loudly. Now as he is speaking to the fish, the bandit now is coming around the corner and the bandit does not have his mask. And he shouted, he said, you who have stolen from me, I now know who you are, you culprit. The bandit is saying, you know what? He knows who I am without my mask. And if he go to the king, he will tell the king and the king will surely behead me. So the bandit now, he said, you know what? I cannot allow that. So the bandit went quickly and he took all the gold that he robbed everybody and he put it at the feet of the Brahmin beggar, my friends. As he put it at the feet of the Brahmin beggar, he put the fish back into the water and he gets the diamond. So now he has the diamond and now he has the gold. Not one gold, but gold. So this conversation is going now with Lord Krishna and Arjun. Arjun say, Krishna Bhagwan, how is it that my diamond and my gold coin could not help this beggar? But how is it that your penny helped this beggar? And Lord Krishna and everybody listen. If you listen to nothing here tonight, listen to this. He said, when man begs for his own selfish needs, he will lose everything in this world. But when man put his needs behind and others in front, he will gain everything in this world. When you do things in this world, you must never look to receive an act. You know, plenty people say, there's always listen. And plenty pundit and preacher and imam, there's always say, the more you give, the more you get. And that's all they hear, get. They didn't hear any part to give, they hear get. But what you will get, bit? You will get bliss. You will get self-realization. You will get oneness with God. So as Bhagwan Krishna is speaking to the people, Indra Dev, my dear friends, he's watching what is happening there, and now he begins to test Bhagwan Krishna.
Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Krishna Krishna Bhama Tvam Gokula Prabhu Asdaka Samchandala Pitam Bhutayo Prabha Shri Krishna Sharanam
Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So Indra, of defense, he's thinking, he said, you know what? This child has a lot of authority in that form. Who is he to question my word? So Indra says, you know what? I will really smite them with whatever they deserve. So Indra, my defense, he started to create a monsoon of rain, and it started to shower very heavily over that city of Gokul. Lord Krishna realized that this is not no normal rain. Like yesterday, we experienced a little something. You know, people they say God is a Trinian. I'm going to tell you something. God is not a Trinian. You know why? We just all be protected in that form. Trinidad is the only place in the world you could go and put on your radio any minute, any hour, any day, and you hear some religious program. Any night time you hear some satsang. You hear Friday, you hear Azad, you hear the little Holy Quran, you hear whatever it is, you will always hear the pastor, the preacher, the imam, the pundit, and you will even see them coming together as one. There's no way in the world you'll see all of them coming together as one. We do not see that of differences, but we see that of one. Oneness in this world, my dear friends. It's the oneness in this world, my dear friends, that will make us achieve everything in this world. It is only that one, that mind will become very blind that he cannot see the truth from the untruth in this world, the reality of this world. So Bhagavan Krishna, my dear friends, as he did that, he realized that this is no normal rain. And it started to flood the city in that form. Lord Krishna, my dear friends, 7-year-old little child, he used his little baby finger and the tip of his nail, he touched it to the Govardhana mountain. As he touched it, that mountain cracked, my dear friends, in half. Holding and lifting that mountain, my dear friends, with his little baby finger, like if it is a little mushroom in that form, protecting the people of Gokul. The people of Gokul, my dear friends, they're wandering and they're very frightened. You know, when someone tries to help you, people is even question your own help. No, people helping you and they question why you want to help me. Or if you're going to help someone, you don't question why you helping them. Always remember that if you give from your heart. Don't give to find out what it is they're going to do. If they choose to do what they want to do, that is their karma, right? But if you know from the goodness of your heart and you can give something, give something. it doesn't matter what you give, but you give it with love. So the people now, they're questioning this little 7-year-old child holding this mountain with his little baby finger like this. Some of them are frightened because they have doubt. And then some of us in this life, my dear friends, are like that. We always have doubt. But what is doubt? It is the seed of ignorance that is embedded in our mind. It is the seed that people come and they plant in your head to tell you about it. I'm only using you as an example, son, because you're young. You're like a girl and you love she from your heart. I just drew an example, right? If you love her, you know what you have. But there are those who don't want your happiness. Always remember that. Nobody in this world don't want to see you happy. They prefer to see you sad. So you have your friends saying, nah, she's not a good girl. So that is doubt. That is the first seed that they plant in your mind. And if you have that friend and you have negative friends again that come around you, they will water, son. They will water that seed. And that seed, the root will start to go downwards. And that seed will develop that branch going upwards. Now what will happen now? It will start to spread out. And you will get the fruits of negativity. You must never encounter people with negative things and negative values in your life. You must uplift yourself. You are your maker and you are your breaker. Always remember this is saying, an old-time saying. They say iron is very strong, but when one drop of water falls on it, it turns into rust and it decay. You know that? What it is, you think that has destroyed us as human beings? Your mind. Your mind is what destroys you. You must learn to control your mind, condition your mind in that form. As Bhagavan Krishna, my dear friends, he holds that mountain in his hands. Bhagavan Krishna now is inviting the people. Always remember, not everybody will come to seek refuge. But they went under. Some of them, they went and they seek refuge with Bhagavan Krishna. Indra Dev, my dear friends, he started to say, you know what? This rain is not harming Krishna. So he started to create winds. Like yesterday we experienced that wind, right? He started to create winds in the demonic form. Lord Krishna, my dear friends, with that left hand holding the mountain, he took out from his back that flute and started to charm even the winds. When that basuri, my dear friends, it started to play, the wind itself was charmed. Let me give you an example. All you know is a wind chime. You must know it's a wind chime. You see it when in front of people's home and it'll be making a whole set of noise. It will cling, 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 cling in different forms. Do you know why that is for? Do you know that a wind chime is good to keep in your home? Because every time, I'll teach you something here tonight, spirits just pass through the wind. So when that wind hit the wind chime, it reflects the negativity of that spirit. You know that? When the pandit comes to your home and he really sung on the bell, that is remove all negativity. But a wind chime is so important that when you keep it, and you must get one with 7 holes, the 7 sprongs with it. And when the wind chime comes, and as soon as the slightest breeze hits it, it reflects all negativities. But plenty of people just buy it because it's style and it's a song nice, but they do not know that the benefit it has in our life. So as the wind comes and it enters, and they try to harm the people, Bhagavan Krishna, my friends, he pulls out his flute and he starts to charm that of the wind. As Bhagavan Krishna, just as that sound you're hearing there, as Bhagavan Krishna, he starts to charm that of the wind. Even the wind, my dear friends, bow to the feet of Bhagavan Krishna. The people now are watching Bhagavan Krishna and they saying, oh Krishna, you are 7 years old, you are a little child. How long can you hold this mountain? For 7 days in that form. The people, they started to have doubt in their mind. They say, Krishna Bhagavan, here what? Let us help you. Bhagavan Krishna said, there's no need to help. I will help you. When Lord Krishna, he says, if you want to help, you help. But you know, that is the worst thing to tell people to help. People just look for something in return. So Bhagavan Krishna, he told the people, help me. If you want, you help, not a problem. Everybody started to take a little stick. If you would watch that picture, and you will see that everybody have a little stick holding up the mountain, thinking that they are doing some form of good. But you see, it's the faith that you have in God that's protect you. It's the faith that was holding that mountain. If the people have no faith, that mountain would have collapsed, because they believe in Bhagavan Krishna, and you believe in God, and you believe in the goodness that you're doing from your heart. As Bhagwan Krishna, my dear friends, he saw what they're doing, he started to smile and he started to chuckle and he started to laugh. As that 7-day exit in that form, as Indra Devata, he bowed and he said, Krishna Bhagwan, please forgive me, for I did not see the true identity of you. Bhagwan Krishna said, Oh Indra, your ego is now crushed, for you will now understand that it is your duty to fulfill these desires upon the people, but even the people yet to understand what is the mere reality of life. Those who hold that mountain, my dear friends, when everybody was praising Lord Krishna, Uncle Krishna, they started to say, don't praise Krishna. You have to praise we too. We was holding the mountain. They wanted to get self-praise, but they were not doing nothing. But you know what happened? When you doing something, people just come to learn the extra effort, and they at that point, it's come like you're fattening in the world, you're fattening something, and then you're fattening for the kill. So you doing it for all the goodness, and then someone will come and claim all the victory in this world. My dear friends, in life, we will surround ourselves with these people, negativity. We will surround ourselves with egotistic people in this world. Just as Bhagwan Krishna, my dear friends, he crushed that ego by showing in that form in a very calm and gentle way. We too must learn to crush our ego within ourselves and always remember that we do not do things on our own. Everything that you have, son, you have your mommy here. Everything you have is because your mommy and your daddy. You might feel your education is yours, but if they didn't sacrifice what they did to make you a better man, then you wouldn't be who you are today. So you must never ever in this life, ever spy false or say, it is because I. You see, I is the ego. The I, the this, the that, the mine and the yours is the ego that we have within ourselves. When they say, I am the person that I am, you must always remember, it is the last dollar and the last cent that they sacrifice to send you to become a better man so that you have to depend upon no one so you can stand on your own. Always remember that what you have is because of your parents. What we have in this world is because the sacrifice that God, he gives to us in this world. But we do not see that, my dear friends. We will always want more and more and more in this world. We must always look at the little things instead of looking at the big things in this world. For the little things, we must learn to understand it, reveal it, and unlock it. Otherwise, in this world, my dear friends, as it is stated in the English world, we will miss the bus. Prem Sivro Shrigiti, Bridan Banmihari Lalaki Jai. I will ask Auntie Ji and Uncle Jing to sing a bhajan.
कन्हैया 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 तुझे आना पड़ेगा वचन गीता वाला निभाना पड़ेगा कन्हैया कन्हैया तुझे आना पड़ेगा वचन गीता वाला निभाना पड़ेगा गोकुल में आया मथुरा में आ कभी प्यारी प्यारी कही तो दिखा अरे सावरे
कोही नाल जय दन अब बांध ठेगा तरिया कोही नाल जय दन 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 बांध ठेगा तरिया जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे हो जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे हो उलझ गए दोनों नैना पथरिया हो उलझ गए दोनों नैना पथरिया कोई नाले जय दन बांध थी गठरिया कोई नाले जय दन बांध थी गठरिया अब कोई नाले जय दन बांध थी गठरिया महरे सोता प्राण लिकारी हो महरे सोता प्राण लिकारी हो प्राण लोकारी कोठरिया कोठरिया हो प्राण लोकारी कोठरिया कोठरिया कोही नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया कोही नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया अब कोही नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया चार पहर में लिखाता हूँ तारी हो चार पहर में लिखाता हूँ तारी हो पुत दया जैसे बन लखनिया हो पुत दया जैसे बन लखनिया कोई नाले जय कोही नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया अब कोही नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया कबीर सुनो भैया साधु कह अब कह कबीर सुनो भैया साधु चूत गए सब महाल उतरिया हो चूत गए सब महाल उतरिया कोई नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया कोई नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया अब कोई नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया अब कोई नाले जय धन बांधती गठरिया
संसार ने जब टुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। संसार ने जब टुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी ना ध्याया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार में जब टुकराया मैं माया में भूला, तेरे उपकारों को भूला, तेरे उपकारों को भूला। तूने कभी नहीं बिसराया, नहीं जग में भरमाया। तूने कभी नहीं बिसराया, नहीं जग में भरमाया। संसार में जब टुकराया मोह नींद में सोया, शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया, शुभ अवसर हाथ से खोया। जब लूट रही माया, नहीं जग में भरमाया। जब लूट रही माया, तूने कितनी बार जगाया। संसार में जब टुकराया जग में सब कुछ है तेरा, मैं कहत रहा मेरा मेरा, मैं कहत रहा मेरा मेरा। अब अंत समय जब आया, मैं महिमा है पछताया। अब अंत समय जब आया, मैं नहीं मन पछताया। संसार ने जब टुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। मैंने तुझे कभी ना ध्याया, तूने सदा सदा अपनाया। संसार ने जब टुकराया
अच्छा प्रथम सुब्रतो शुद्धहार्दे लाल की जय। क्रिस्तुम प्रभु हि तृष्टे नार्दमस्य मुद्रे चेसुनान् महि मारवन् महामंद्र पूर्वाहिरे मित्रे हि स्यारे सते नमः। प्रथम सुब्रतो शुद्धे ब्रह्मार्दे लाल की जय। And the final part Indra says, O Bhagwan, please forgive me. Please grant me that boon so that my mind may never ever stray from the path of the untruth in this life from the truth. Very well, Bhagwan Krishna says. He says, your ego will be destroyed. Do not ever in this life develop such ego again. Whatever work is appointed to you as an individual, it is your duty to continue them and do it very properly. Never spy faults or discriminate. Never ask for something that is not given to you. If it is given to you, then so be it. It is your karma. It can be easily taken away and it can be also gifted to you. So we must always use that opportunity within ourselves in that form of dharma. Pradam Sabarush Mahari Lal Ki Jai. This is where our satsang, my dear friends, will end physically. But our spiritual knowledge will continue to enhance and grow as we live into this world. We are part and parcel of God's creation, no matter who it may be in this world. It is our duty to learn and uplift ourselves, or choose to do learn and do not uplift yourself. You have the key, you have the passage, and you know where to go. But it's up to you to go through that duty and to go through that channel for your own self with your karma. My dear friends, we will always learn as we excel in this world. Not everyone is worthy of learning, but we will learn slowly but surely in that form. I would like to thank Auntie G and home and family for inviting us to perform the satsang, because you have given the opportunity to see this group, because it has been since COVID we haven't seen each other. Indeed, it's a blessing to be amongst each and every one of you. I hope whatever I have taught through the scriptures and the teachings of Bhagwan, that you will take back to your home and you will uplift yourself in that form of dharma. And whatever form of teachings that you, whatever is 0.1%, my dear friends, may you instill it into your hearts and may you live it through the duration of mankind. I would like to thank Durga Shakti Ongaji Samir for also accompanying us here today. May Ma Saraswati Mata continue to bless you equally in that form. And also never forgetting the main gist we are here for, that of the sona of this home. While performing Hawan for Auntie G and Uncle G, I was going to take out 3 incense to give to them. But I remember there's a purpose of 5 incense, and I will never forget it. Her son used to go and light 5 incense every day. 1 for mommy, 1 for daddy, and for himself. And when the mommy or the daddy would ask, who is the 2? The 2 is for the rest of the world, because the world is a big place. We too must learn to have that type of thinking in our hearts. And we will remember it again and again until one day it is embedded in our lives and we live it in this world. So indeed, again, thank you so much for inviting us to this home and you are board. And thank you so much for your guests for listening in that form attentively with your hearts and your mind. At this time, I invite everyone, let us all sit upright. As we all clasp our hands, we close our eyes as we pray. As we ask Bhagwan, if we have faulted or making mistakes tonight in this satsang, whatever way, may please give us a reward. May we take back with us the satsang physically and spiritually, so that it can lift us in our lives daily. As we pray and we ask Bhagwan for your blessings, your protection, your guidance upon each and every one of us in this being. Hari Om. Om Shri Aksharam Paramprishtam Matrahinam Tatram Chapradani Prasada Purdoshotamam. Om Mantrahinam Kritahinam Bhaktihinam Janardhanam Yeta Pujaram Yadeva Paripurdanam Tadastu me. Together everyone. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandho
Shasaka Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Pradam Sabardo Shriti Pradindavan Mihari Lalaki Jai. Once again, thank you for everyone. I want to believe that the light refreshments prepared for everyone. So by all means, stay, partake, and enjoy with this home and this family. May Bhagwan bless each and every one of you, and may all have a safe journey to home. Jai Shri Krishna. Sit down.
देखो हो दीवानो तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। देखो हो दीवानो तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। राम को समझो, कृष्ण को जागो, नींद से जागो, ओ मस्तानो। राम को समझो, कृष्ण को जानो, नींद से जागो, ओ मस्तानो। जीत लो मन को पर कर गीता, जीत लो मन को पर कर गीता। मन ही हारा तू क्या होगा, होगा, होगा। हरे कृष्ण हरे राम, हरे कृष्ण हरे राम। जीवन को नशे का गुलाम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। देखो दीवानो तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। राम ने हंस कर सब सुख त्यागे, तुम सब दुख से डर के भागे। राम ने हंस कर सब सुख त्यागे, तुम सब दुख से डर के भागे। कृष्ण ने कर्म की रीत सिखाए, कृष्ण ने कर्म की रीत सिखाए। तुमने फर्ज के आँख चुराए, ओ राम दुहाए। हरे कृष्ण हरे राम, हरे कृष्ण हरे राम। जीवन नाम है काम का आराम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। देखो दीवान तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो। देखो दीवान तुम ये काम न करो, राम का नाम बदनाम न करो, बदनाम न करो।
Classic Radio, the voice of love, quality and class, streaming live around the globe. ClassicRadioTT.com. Our studio number 242-3830. Our WhatsApp number 368-7006. JRS Equipment Rental and Towing, rental of forklifts, dump trucks, flatbed trucks, tow trucks, backhoe, excavators and trailers. Auger Island services also available. Suppliers of aggregate and topsoil. JRS equipment rental and towing. Telephone number 476-3244. Ram Trans Company Limited 20 and 40 feet container trailers, flatbed trailers. Office number 663-4427, 663-4078-242-1746. Ram Trans Company Limited 20 and 40 feet container trailers. For show lights, smoke machines and special effects, call Swanky Lights. Call Raju at Swanky Lights 358-9305. Effects with a difference, Swanky Lights. Ramgas Sales and Services Limited, transport contractors. We are next to your kitchen, located 19 Basi Street, Spring Village in Valsain. For more info, call 663-4078, 663-4GAS 242-1746. WhatsApp number 3134GAS. Authorized distributors of NP LPG gas, 20 and 100 pound cylinders and gas tankers. Steve and Associates Limited,